Hey, World History 2 kiddos. We are getting ready to finish Standard 9. This set of notes is really going to cover just Standard 9D, which is that you guys will be able to explain the rise of industrial economies and their link to imperialism and nationalism. It's also going to set up for Standard 9E, which will be in the next set of notes, that you guys will be able to assess the impact of European economic and military power on Asia and Africa, with emphasis on the competition for resources and the responses of colonized peoples. All right, the essential understandings. Industrial nations in Europe needed natural resources and markets to expand their economies. So these nations competed to control Africa and Asia in order to secure their own economic and political success. Imperialism spreads the economic, political, and social philosophies of Europe throughout the world. Resistance to imperialism took many forms, which included armed conflict and intellectual movements. Nationalism motivated European nations to compete for colonial possessions. European economic, military, and political power forced colonized countries to trade on European terms. Industrially produced goods flooded colonial markets and displaced their traditional industries. Colonized peoples resisted European domination and responded in diverse ways to Western influences. So what is imperialism? The definition of imperialism is the process of building an empire or empire building. One country dominates the political, economic, and social life of another country. Empire is spelled E-M-P-I-R-E. So if you look at imperial, it's spelled I-M-P-E-R-I-A-L. All right, so that's imperial without the ism. So if you took this I and you turned it into an E, and then you took this E and turned it into an I, and then if you took this I and turned it into an E, imperial could spell empire. All right, I-M-P-E-R-I, and then E-M-P-I-R-E. Kind of flip that around, might help you remember it. So imperialism is empire building. And there are some forms of imperialism that you need to know. They are colony, which hopefully you all are very familiar with. Then we have a protectorate. And then we have sphere of influence, which is very much like those enclaves that we have already talked about. So right now, you need to open up your textbook to page 780. And on page 780, you are going to fill in this box for colony. So you're going to write out the definition of colony. And then there's an example of what a colony is. So down here, you're going to put the example for colony. Then you're going to do the same for protectorate. You're going to define protectorate. And then you're going to give an example of a protectorate. And then lastly, sphere of influence. You're going to define it right here. And then you're going to give the example right here. You need to have this done to do the activity that's on page 204 that we will do in class next class. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I told you it was nice and quick. That is the end for Standard 9D. The next set of notes will be on the Standard 9E, dealing with Africa and Asia. All right, guys, see you on the flip side.